Hi guys, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You guys, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for coming to this channel. So if you are new in this channel, guys, just in case, my name is Barbara. You are very welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do consider subscribing before you leave my video. Thank you so much, and do not forget to like the video, guys. That really helps my channel a lot. While we are still talking, please do press that like button. I will really appreciate it. So guys, yeah, I just thought I need to share. I felt like I need to share with you guys this horrible day, this horrible experience that I had to experience. Was it 6 years or 7 years back, guys? Yeah, it's way back. I experienced something very horrible. So this is the day that I will never forget, you guys. It doesn't really go away when it comes to me. It doesn't go away, it always comes back. I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of it, but this day, guys, I will never ever forget. I don't think I'll ever forget this day. That's why I just wanna share, even though I'm not gonna go deep into what happened from 1 to 2 to 3, whatever, you guys, but I'm just going to share so that our video does not get too long. So this day, guys, that I swear that I will never forget is the day when like I was abused by my son's father. So this guy that I met where we were living, you know, I don't want to say the place where we were living, or I just don't want to name anything. So I met this guy. He's from another country, I'm from another country, and then we become friends. We go to the same church, and then we end up dating and all that. And then in that dating thing, we ended up living together, you know, tending kipito and all that. So yeah, I remember me being abused before I was pregnant. Yeah, there's a lot that happened before I was pregnant, because the guy is just a horrible person. Yeah, some people are just very horrible. It's just that when we meet people, you don't know how they are, and all that. You don't know the person, you know. You can't prophesize. I mean, when you fall in love, it's not like zomeling profit or whatever, guys. You meet the person, you make friends, and you know, like when you are friends with people, then and then when you think this person is just so perfect, it's fine, you do not know like who the person is. And then in the beginning of the relationship, they will never show you exactly who they are. It's only later you're going to find out that this person is so horrible, man, you know. So that's what happened to me. I didn't know the guy was a very horrible person, and later on I had to find out, and we already moved in together. I remember him hitting me and all that, because we were renting the back room of other people we used to call Opa and Oma. They were an old couple, so they had this big room, and then I found him living there, because I was living in my flat just around, and then because he's living in the back room, and the rent is lesser, and then I had to leave the flat, and then we lived together on that yard. So yeah, Oma and Opa were very lovely people. They were very friendly. They would like to know how is your day today, and all, you know, like, especially they are older people, their kids are older and married and all that, and then they just have us here, you know. So that's what happened. So every time he hit me, then they will come to him and talk to him. This is not what you do to your girlfriend, you know. So especially the fact that you haven't married her, her parents, they don't really know you. So you're just girlfriend and boyfriend living together. So hitting someone is not a good thing, you know, Vele, guys. Yeah, they will always try to advise him and all that. So I remember the other day he hit me, and then he took a knife and then kind of threatened. Luckily we were just like outside. I remember, I think he was angry. He went to work. He was working at Spa. He came back, and then because him coming back, I told him that I was gonna leave and go back flat, and that's why I had to come back during the day, because he was thinking that I'm Uzongcholang. So he came there. He was angry. He found me there. I didn't go. I was there, and then he came. Salwang Amakam and all that, and then after that he took a knife. Luckily we were outside of the house, so he was like, you know, I can, you know. That's when I just moved out. I just moved out after that knife. Naliampama, I just moved out, because, you know, my family's around and everything. So I was like, oh shit, this guy is just full of nonsense. And then I went back to the flat, because I was working went to live a flat in abanye abantwana. You know what? Let me just leave the shit. Because sometimes, you know, like when you fight with your boyfriend or your husband or says, and then you tell yourself sometimes. So we became friends again, but now we were not living together. I just told myself I will not go back there because the guy was just so horrible. And then there's this thing and then we then talked things out, and then we happened to get back together. So he was kind of visiting, and visiting I felt pregnant, you know. So after I was pregnant, there was this thing now we are going to have a child, and there was a lot that we spoke about, and then we realized it's only the right thing to, you know, like Mautom, I thought this is the right thing maybe to go back to the father of my son, and all that. Guys, that's why I always say to my friends, abusers never change. They never change. So there was a time then before I gave birth, I moved back to his place, and we went back there. Oma and Opa accepted me back, and then Nalauma advising Yana, we went to live back together again. My son was born, he was 1 year, he was 2 years, then he began again. There was another horrible day. This is the horrible day that I say I will never forget, because Mukai, you know, anger issues. People with anger issues, they just get upset. Maybe we're just talking, maybe we just had a misunderstanding. I don't know, something. You never know, guys. So I think we fought about something stupid. Even if I'm not gonna share that, and then guys, I remember Mokai, I was busy cooking. It was late. So we were cooking dinner. I was cooking, I was sitting there, and then just that fighting in Kulumo, and then he stood up, he took my head, he put it on the bed. He started hitting my head, and all that. I remember him hitting me on my fist. Yo, guys, this head was just so swollen in a way. You would see, like, you know, after the incident, this head was just so swollen in a way. I couldn't even, when I'm sleeping, I couldn't put my head on the pillow. I had to sleep like this. I'll have to put my hands like this on top of the pillow and put my head like this so I can sleep, because there was no way I could sleep like this or even like this, because yeah, he hit me too much on my head. And then after that, he took a knife. Remember, our son was there. He was between 2 to 3 years. He put my head on the bed, and then he took the knife and said, I'm killing you and my son and myself. We're dying together. Let's just cut it. The knife was just here, guys, because I was already like this on the bed. And just imagine, for something stupid, like misunderstanding, and the problems. I remember that time he wasn't working. He lost his bar job, and then he was just doing those part-time jobs, like when people would call him, come and do this, come and do that for us, and then they pay him. So that's the kind of job. He was just doing those part-time jobs. So he had a lot of stresses, of which it was none of my business. I've never said to him, Muka, you are not working or what. No. Just the guy was just as abusive. Every time we had a misunderstanding, he's gonna bring up the fact that, oh, you are the one who's working in this house. I don't work, so you don't take me serious because I no longer work. You know, like when people lose jobs, they have this thing. They always think you no longer take them serious because they're no longer working. People fight as couples. People do fight. Misunderstandings, not because who's working and who's not. And I still remember in that house, I've never said to the guy, I'm the one who's working. You're the one. Even when my mom and his mom came and asked him, did she ever say to you, don't say this or don't do that because you're not working? He said, no, I just had my own stresses because I don't like when a woman works for me. So why are you hitting me instead of appreciating? So he hit me, guys. He was about to kill me and my son and himself. You know what? Everything was just so horrible. The experience for me, guys, because the last time before I was pregnant, when he put a knife, I could see he just took a knife. Like, because really we were outside and Oma and Opa are in the house. I think let's just cutting in the swing. But this time, now we are indoors. already and then now he puts my head on the bed here and just swears. You know, like if you've seen guys, I mean, anything is possible. So I remember myself screaming and asking for forgiveness and begging him not to kill me. I remember all those things. That's why I say they will never go away. The experience was just so horrible, guys. It was just so horrible. I remember my son crying and screaming. I still believe even today, if it wasn't for my son screaming, and because my son was hitting him here, don't do that, you know, like the child was just crying and screaming and screaming. So I think that's when he thought, let me just mind the child, and then and then, you know, that's when I was so like imagine if women say and then after that you realize, okay, so like, wow. So guys, I was screaming for help and my son was crying. So after that, throw the knife that side, and then he took his son and went to sit down. By this time around, I need to go to Oma and Opa, because every time they say to me, Barbara, next time he hits you, come tell us, you know. So how am I going to go out? Because you know, like my back room, so in that gate, when you open it, it does make a sound. So I don't want him to know that I've went to the house, because now he's got my son, remember? So now I have to think for my son, because he already threatened that he's going to kill me and my son and himself. So if he finds out that I've gone to Oma and Opa, he might just take this chance to kill my son and himself. So I didn't want that for my son, obviously. So now I had to think, and then I pretended like I continued doing 7 years assembly. I just pretended I really wanted to go to the house to call Opa for help, because I wanted to go to my mom. So now, how am I going to do this? So I was going in and out, because the tape was outside, remember, I was like in and out, looking so I went to that gate, because so I opened it slowly, as he thought maybe I'm doing dishes or whatever I'm doing outside. I opened the gate nicely and I left it open. I know with Oma and Opa that side, they usually leave the doors open. Sometimes they're sitting outside. So once I go out here, I will find them quickly that side. Then after opening the gate, I was in and out of the house again, just to check the situation, because I just want to take my son from him, because he's not going to allow me to go to the house. Remember, I think there's a time where I had to go to work with a swollen eye. So and Opa was very angry. So it was twice. This time is the third time this guy is hitting me. This time he just used Umenza in a very scary way, because Vele Umenza was already here. In Hloko yami seyiduma sengishaywe, you know. So after getting that chance, I realized that he's still sitting there nice and quietly, pretending as if nothing happened. Because and then I went looking petty in and out. I took this opportunity. I just ran to Opa and Oma. So what I did when I left there, because I was pretending to be okay when I wasn't okay. So when I left the room, I was just okay, pretending. By the time I reached Oma and Opa's house, I was already crying, like, guys, because I didn't want to cry. And then I just started crying. I guess when I went out of the gate straight to Opa, I just couldn't. I was just crying and crying. So when I got there, luckily, like I said, that door was always open, because there's a busy road in front of the yard. So they're always sitting and looking, you know. By the time I got there, Opa could tell that something happened. He was like, "Oh, did he hit you again?" I was like, "Yeah." You know, because, you know, when you're crying, it didn't waste time. He said, "Where is the child?" I said, "He's holding the child." I said, "Opa, this time around, I just want to go to my mom. Please go fetch my son. I just need to go. I don't trust him, because he threatened to kill me and my son and kill himself. So now I just want to make sure he doesn't do anything to my son." And then Opa said, "Okay, just sit here. I'm just going to go and talk to him. I'll bring your child." So that's when Opa went there. I think he shouted him, because this time it was just horrible. The way it happened, it was just horrible. So I guess Opa just shouted him when he got there. He first took my son, because when he called him, he came out with Ebo. So when he took the child, come out, Opa took the child like he's greeting the child. When I realized that Opa now had my son, I just went there to fetch my son. That was it. And then I went back to Oma and Opa's house to sit there, but this horrible guy I can't deal with anymore. Because guys, abusers never change. He can abuse you, abuse you, they will never change, you guys. I'm the best person to tell you they will never change. So by the time Opa gave me my son, he started shouting him. I don't know what happened during the shouting. He called his mom to say goodbyes to his mom, and he was deciding to kill himself. That's where in few minutes his mom was, because he was living closer, his mom was already here. My mom, because me and Oma already phoned my mom. I said, Mom, come and fetch me. This guy is just a horrible person. This guy is just an animal. I need to go. My mom came quickly. So luckily, by the time my mom came and his mom came, they came almost a few minutes closer. After Oma shouted him and left him there, then they came here. And the people were just here. Remember, the gate is here. At the back, there's other houses, and there's razor wire, there's everything. There's no way the guy can go out. So by the time the parents came here, they're looking for the guy to sit with him down to say, why are you so horrible against your girlfriend? Why? Because like Opa always tell him, instead of you appreciating that you don't have a job for now, this girl at least she's got a job. She works, and whatever she gets, you can share and all that. You keep abusing, and I always tell you, stop abusing someone. I don't know what happened to the guy. He decided to go and kill himself. So when these guys, all of them, my mom came with my cousin, his mom, I think she had to find lift from someone so that she can be fast. When they came here, Opa is talking to the parents to say, you know what? I think it's better Norman does not live with a girlfriend, because, did I just say the name? It's fine. I forgot. So because this guy is just horrible, so rather take Barbara's mom, just take your daughter, because I do not want, I do not trust the guy. He's very abusive. Rather take your daughter. She's got a job. She's gonna look after her child. You know what? Because at the end of the day, this guy is just going through some things. We don't know what it is. So rather, they were still talking. They were here. Remember, the gate is here and people are here. There's Oma, there's Opa, there's a lot of people, maybe 5 to 6 people. But by the time they decided to go at the back to talk to the guy was not there. No one saw him go out, no one saw him. They know this is the only exit. So where's the guy? Everyone was looking for him, because the yard is very big. There are so many trees. Orange. There's so many trees. Some of the trees are very big, and and all that. Maybe they thought he's hiding. His mom was trying to beg him, come here, I want to talk to you, blah blah blah. My mom was like, you know what, I'm not looking for shit. She was just standing here. She just did not buy. She was just standing here while everyone was trying to call him to say, come, blah blah blah. Instead, like our room was like this, and then this next door is just the garage. The garage is empty. That's where Opa parks his car. But this door, there's this door, but there is no door to close. It's just the door, the empty door. So my mom was just standing here. Inside the garage, there's a car. So when we're busy looking for the guy that side, the guy just went inside the garage. He looks for the cables, but he's the one who was doing gardening in here. He knows where are the cables. He took the Opa's cables and everything. Then he hanged himself up. It's dark. There is no light. So no one was thinking he could have went in the garage to take the cables and hang himself. No one thought. So my mom was just standing here to say, I'm not looking for nonsense. They can look for him. She was just bored. She was very upset, So she stood here, just in front of this unclosed door. And when we're here, you can just see the white car because it's dark. The car is white, so you can see the car. So my mom was just standing here while Opa and Oma and his mom and the other guy, the other man who came with his mom and blah blah blah, they were looking and you know what? Come, let us talk. We just want to talk to you and find out what is your problem. Are you going through something? Why are you so abusive? All that. They're trying to talk to him because they know he didn't go out. The exit. We were here. There's no way he went out. There's no way he can jump because there are other houses here and there's razor wire all over. So the only exit is last corner. So no one thought of the garage, Kantivele, he was threatening to kill me and my son. Little lang shoot, he was just up to killing someone. I don't know, guys. That is just a horrible experience ever. So as people were looking, people thought maybe he's hiding somewhere. So my mom, as she's standing here, she heard the noises in the garage. She said, I just heard cuckoo cuckoo in the garage, you know. So she's got that in mind, which is now, what is this sound? And then she turns her back, and then she, like emnyango, you know, like umnyango ongena mnyango, like she put her head inside the door to look what is this noise. That's when her eyes were straight. Which amehlo kamama ahlangana nenyawo zakhe, already he was hanging. So what my mom saw was the legs. He was already hanging, the guy. He was already hanging. So his leg, the gugugu was his leg hitting the car now. Opa's car, he's like, you know, because now the cable is going in. His legs are now, he's now weak because his legs are now hitting the car. That's why there is so much noise that my mom could hear when she was outside. And then so when she saw the leg, she started screaming. As she's screaming, other people now are coming to say, what is it? She's like, he's here. So for someone who does not, you know, like even if we're fighting with people because we don't want them to die, okay? So what my mom did was to just quickly hold the guy's legs and push him up. So pushing him up was, she didn't want the cable to go in. You know, like when someone is hanging, the cable or whatever they used, when he's hanging, already he does not have power. The thing is gonna go in and in, and the person is gonna die. So she had this mind, let me just push him up so that in Tambolena aina mandla if I phezulu. So she was screaming and pushing him up. So as all these guys came, even me, I was like, what did he just do? You know, people were looking for the knives. Remember me, I do have the set of my knives here in the house. After everyone was looking for him, because I want to go with my mom, I was already packing. So the packing that did, I took all the set of my knives, I put them inside the bucket. And that bucket, when you close it, it does not open easy. That was the other horrible thing. Now they want the knife to cut the cable. I already closed my knives in the bucket, and that bucket, now I'm trying to open the bucket, now the bucket is not opening. Luckily we had the scissors around. His mom had to take the scissors to, other people are now helping my mom to just push him up, because we don't want him to die. They're just pushing him up because he's already like, you know. I mean, come on. I mean, honestly. So guys, that was the most horrible experience in my life. Like I will never ever forget. I don't know what I'm going to do just to forget that thing. And I don't think my mom will ever forget. That's why every time if I have a problem, I always see her kind of wanna help, you know, like mothers will always protect their children. I don't think she forgets that thing. I remember by the time they finally used that scissors to cut the extension cord that he used, his mom was very upset in a way that she gave him a clap. I remember everyone was surprised, what are you doing? But she was very upset. You cannot abuse someone, and then after that you realize that you are so into trouble, and then you just want to kill yourself. But I think he was just I think the demon was just, you know, like when people are used by this evil, I don't know what can I say. You just want to kill. You feel like you just want to kill. I don't know. I mean, he threatened to kill me and my son and himself. In this case, I now have my son. There are people around. There is no way he can kill us because already I'm going. He decides I'm going to kill myself on my own. Just imagine, you guys. So I remember my mom saying, I didn't want him to die on my child. That's why I had to make sure I make a plan that he doesn't die. So she just pushed, you know, like your son-in-law. In our culture, like your son-in-law is your son-in-law. You don't really, especially umuntu ongakaveli, umuntu ongakakhiphi lutho, ongakahlawuli. Yena noma mezala is something that does not really meet. But in that case, it was a matter of death. She had to make her plan. She was the one to just hold the guy and push. And then she said, I didn't want him to die on my child. Just imagine, guys, the horrible things that Mugai did to me. After that, he wants to kill us. After failing to kill all the three of us, then he tries to kill himself. So I don't know what happens to people, guys, especially when they get upset, especially when they are going through things. I know he wasn't waking. I know he had anger problems. So But for killing someone, even trying to kill yourself, so guys, those are the most horrible things that some of us we do experience. And when you see us, guys, you never know what we went through. You think love is just good. Love is there's no love that's just good, guys. We've gone through some stuff. We've seen horrible things happen to us. I remember my child crying. Even now, I haven't forgotten my son. A 2-year-old, he was between 2 and 3. He was crying and saying, "Papa, Papa," and hitting him on his back. That's when he just had to forget him threatening me with a knife, and he had to mind his son. So guys, yeah, man, at that day I can never forget. After they cut the couple, he was down here. Everyone was trying to talk to him, and that is the day where I left for G. Like, I had to leave for good. So after that, he was still threatening me to say, come back, even though he wasn't doing it the right way. You know, like when someone is begging you to come back, but they don't do it the right way, they still threaten you that if you don't come, this is what's going to happen. It's a threat, you know. If someone says, if you don't come back to me, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, that means you are threatening me. You want to make sure that I come back. That is when, guys, when I was living with my mom, he will, you know, like when you guys have a child together, there's this thing, my son had to go to his dad. So there's this time when like my son goes to him, I'm not really happy, because I'm thinking, what if he calls himself and my child? So I was always worried, but I'll be happy when my boy comes back. So, and then there was this time where I decided to I just move away from the place. Just move out. Just take my child and go. I don't care, but I just have to take my child and go somewhere where he can't even visit. You know, because I had to save myself, because he kept on coming and coming where I'm living with my mom. It's either like when my son is at the daycare, he's going to go to the daycare and take my child to his place. And when I say bring the boy, I'm back, he says come. It's his own way of making me come to his place so he can just talk to me and try to cheat and try to fool me into coming back to him. So I realized that this thing is not going to end. I just had to move away, and I went just to another town, just to another place. And I remember when I was moving for good from my mom's place to I had to find my own place somewhere where my brothers were, just far. I told him I was going home. You know, my home is in Zimbabwe. So he believed that if I went to Zim, there's no way he can contact me and all that. He didn't know, but of course there was he can still contact me. But those people who really think like if you are coming from another country. I mean, guys, I grew up here in South Africa. I hardly go home in Zimbabwe. I only go, like, I don't know after how long, because my family is here, everyone is here. So, you know, he believed I went home. I just lied. I said I just want to go home and just take some time to chill and to recover and all that. I don't know when I'll be back, and when I come back, I just want to leave my child home. That was just a lie. It was just a story, just to make sure he's just off my back. I changed the number. I sent him the messages. I changed the number, and then I just relocated. I went to another place. Until later, after some months, I don't know, I guess when I was going up and down at work, because I remember I was working the side of Voldervredenpark Park, so I guess there are people who knew me, who knew him, who will tell him what we saw, blah, 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 blah. And then, where he got my new number, I don't know. He then contacted me again to say, I know you are not in Zimbabwe, you are here. I mean, you've been living in South Africa your whole life. I know you are here. And then he tried to still come and threaten me. Oh, guys, there was a time where I was already pregnant with my second child. And then he found out. That's when he forgot to call me, or because he now heard that I was pregnant. That's when the guy just stopped contacting me and all that. He was like, oh, I wish you all the best, blah, 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 you know. So, guys, man, as I talk about it, I kind of rewind and go back. It makes me upset, but hey, I have to smile, guys. You know, those abusive relationships, guys, sometimes. So that is the day that I will never forget, guys, when Mugai was just wanted to kill me and my child. And after he falls, and then he tries to kill himself. Oh, guys, I'm just using natural light. I can see now my video is going to be very funny. So guys, that is my story. Thank you so much guys for listening to me this whole time. I mean, I just wanted to share with you guys with this day that I will, man, I don't have lights now. This day that I will never ever forget. But what can we do, guys? Those are life challenges. Like I always say to my friends, life challenges, they make you stronger, they make you a stronger person. But there's this thing, it doesn't go away. But because of this experience, I think and I believe that I'm a stronger person. What can I say, you guys? That's my story. The guy almost killed me, and my son saved me, I believe, because yeah, my son saved me, and no one really wanted him to die. My mom didn't want him to die. They had to make a plan to make sure they cut that cable he was using. So that day was just a horrible day for me. I'll never forget that day. But yeah, there's a time that I kind of forget, but then later on it comes back. I think about it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe let me talk about it. Someday it will go away. It's fine, guys. I moved on. After that, I moved on, and then I forget about him. So yeah, it's okay. I don't care we share a child together, because he never really, even if we were still in contact, he never really supported his son. Even if we were together, he never really helped me with anything. I've been on my own when it comes to my son since until today. So my kids are growing up. I struggle, but my kids are growing up. It's fine. I believe that God gave me these boys, knowing that they will never suffer. They will never go to bed in an empty stomach. He always provides. Even though the job that I do, guys, is not, but I don't make that too much. But it makes my kids, they go to school, they wear clothes, they eat every day. So it's something for me. So they are growing up. I struggle, but they grow up. So I thank God for giving me these friends who are my two boys. Ever since, guys, it's been me and them. Now my struggles won't figure in, but we've never went to bed on an empty stomach, because God gave me these kids knowing that He will never make them go to bed on an empty stomach, and it has never happened. I believe in God, guys. I believe in God a lot. So I think that makes me stronger. Every day I kneel down, I pray and ask God, please God, look after me and my kids. And I have my mom, I have my dad here, I have everyone, I have my brothers. Everyone has been very supportive. I have people that I work for. They've been very supportive. They know Papa is a single mom. She struggles a lot. Like bringing up two boys. Boys are not easy to raise. But yeah, ngosizo likaNkulunkulu, guys, ngokumthandaza ngokumcela each and every day ukuthi please be with us, God. Like life is easier. So yeah, guys, it's been like that ever since until today. It's me and my boys. They are growing up, I believe, and I always try to say to them, grow up to be better people, and make sure if you have kids, you look after your kids, because they have no one to look after them besides me. So I want them to grow up to be better people, to be better men who will bear children and look after their children. I hate a man who does not support his child. Honestly speaking, I'm sorry if you are someone who does not support your child. I hate that like with all my heart, because if you do not support your child, what are you saying? What are you thinking? I honestly hate people who do not support their kids. But I always try to make sure that my kids are going to be better daddies out there tomorrow to their children, because they've seen me bringing them up alone. I struggle each and every day. I work, sometimes I work even on a weekend, for them. So I just want them to be better people when they grow up. That's why I always pray to God. I say, I want them to be better people, to be better fathers to my grandchildren, you understand? Because what I went through with them is something that is not nice. I'm still going through that since they're still growing. I mean, my other son is 12, my other son is now 8. Ever since they were born, it's been me and them. I've been struggling each and every day and try to make sure they grow up. So I don't want this. I don't want them to do this to their children. Because you have a child, you do not support your child, you do not care how the mother is managing. It's so hard, you guys. How I'm managing is so hard. Even other single mothers out there, I know there are some ladies just like me. The father does not help with anything. You struggle alone. It's not easy. That's why I said I don't like someone. I just don't like it all. You can be my family or whatever. I just don't like it. When you have a child, look after your child. No matter you separate with the mother, you fought or whatever. You didn't fight with your children. You fought with the mother. You separated. It was meant. Maybe it just wasn't meant to be. But look after your children. So guys, man, as people, we go through some horrible things in life. But anyways, it's cool, you guys. I just thought I should share with you guys. Sometimes body talking helps. You take it out, maybe you feel better after that. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to my story. Yeah, do like the video if you think this video was something to you. It does help my channel a lot, guys. Share it to your friends and family, even to your strangers. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for coming. I'll meet you again on my next video. Bye.